Queens, I want to start with a bold truth. Age should never be the reason a woman stops dressing with intention, color, and presence. Yet that is exactly the message so many women have been given. Well, nobody sent me that memo, and looking at you, I do not think you got it either. Here on Melanin Queen Style, we do not fade, we do not shrink, and we absolutely do not do sensible beige, unless we genuinely love it. Today, we are talking about the Maxi dress, one piece of fabric that when worn right, can make you look like you spent 2 hours getting ready when you literally just got dressed and walked out the door. But here's the thing. There's a real difference between wearing a maxi dress like a goddess and wearing one like a tent. And today I am going to show you exactly which side of that line you want to be on. We are covering how to find the right shape for your body, how to define a waist you thought had gone missing, how to layer without losing your figure, and how to put together 3 complete looks from one single dress. And stay with me until the end, because the 3 styled looks I'm breaking down toward the close of this video, that is where everything we talk about today actually comes to life. Do not leave before we get there. But first, tell me something in the comments. Do you own a maxi dress right now that you love but never quite feel right in? Or is the maxi dress something you've been avoiding altogether? Drop it below. I read every single comment on this channel, and I genuinely want to know. Let us start with the mistake I see most often, and it is the one that quietly works against so many women over 60. Choosing a dress with no structure, no shape, no starting point, and no ending point. Just fabric, top to bottom, doing absolutely nothing for you. I understand the thinking. It covers everything. It feels safe. But a shapeless maxi dress does not actually hide anything. What it does instead is make you look heavier and shorter than you are. That is the opposite of what we are going for. What you need is what I call architectural integrity, a dress that knows what it is doing. So let us talk about the shapes that actually work. First, the wrap dress. If you're only going to invest in one maxi, make it this one. A wrap dress creates a waistline, even when you feel like yours has packed up and left. The V neckline pulls the eye upward and lengthens the torso, and because it moves with your body, it always looks elegant rather than stiff. It says polished without trying too hard, and that's exactly the energy we want. Now, if you carry weight in your midsection, and honestly, many of us do after 60, look for an empire waist. The empire waist sits at the narrowest point of your upper body, just below the bust. When the dress cinches there, the rest of the fabric skims over the hips and stomach, rather than clinging or puffing out. Just make sure the skirt beneath the seam is a clean A-line. If it's too gathered or puffy at the join, it will read as matronly rather than elegant. We want flow, not volume. Then there's the tiered boho style. And yes, before you ask, we absolutely can wear tiered dresses after 60. But there's one rule. The tiers need to start low, around mid-thigh or below. When tiers start at the waist, they add bulk right where you don't want it. Keep the print small and the fabric lightweight, and if the overall look feels like too much, a belt will ground it completely. It pulls the eye to your middle and reminds the room that there is a figure underneath all that beautiful fabric. And here's a practical tip before you buy anything. Do what I call the sit and spin. Sit down in the dress. Does it pull tight across the lap? Stand up and move. Does the fabric flow with you, or does it hang stiff like a curtain? Your dress should move like you do. If it doesn't, leave it on the rack. And, queens, if you're new to Melanin Queen Style, welcome. This channel exists for Black women over 50 who are stepping fully into their power and their style. Hit that subscribe button and come be part of what we're building here. You belong in this community. Now that we have talked about shape, let us talk about proportion, because this is where things get genuinely interesting. Most women instinctively split their body in half when they dress, 50% top, 50% bottom. And while that sounds balanced, it actually makes us look shorter and wider than we are. The secret is something called the rule of thirds. 1/3 on top, 2/3 on the bottom. And it works like this. When you place a belt, a seam, or a defined waistline high on the body, just below the bust or at the natural waist, you create the visual impression that your legs begin much higher than they actually do. The result? You look like you gained 5 inches of height without wearing a single heel. Now, I know some of you are already thinking, I cannot belt my midsection. I do not want to draw attention there. But listen to me. If you choose a belt in the same color family as your dress, it does not cut you in half. It creates one long, continuous line for the eye to follow. It defines without dividing. Proportion also applies to your neckline. After 50, a little breathing room around the collarbone is incredibly flattering. A V-neck or an open collar naturally draws the eye upward toward your face, which is exactly where you want attention to go. If your favorite Maxi has a high neck, add a long vertical pendant necklace. That downward line breaks up the solid black of fabric and lengthens your entire frame without you changing a single thing about the dress itself. And then there's the bottom of that proportion equation, your shoes. A heavy shoe is one of the fastest ways to make a maxi dress look like it is dragging you down. What you want instead is a shoe that shows a little skin or has a pointed toe. A pointed flat peeking out from under a hem continues that vertical line all the way to the floor. If you want height without the pain of heels, a wedge is your answer. Lift without the wobble. Finally, the hemline itself. If your dress is dragging on the ground, the overall effect is that you are shrinking inside it. If it hits mid-calf, it chops the leg at an unflattering point. The sweet spot for women over 60 is right at the ankle bone. It's elegant, safe to walk in, and it lets those beautiful shoes peek out underneath. And if you love a dress but it's sitting too long, spend $10 at a tailor. That single alteration can completely transform a dress you already own. Now let us talk about the topic I get the most questions about: arms. So many women tell me they love maxi dresses, but they will not wear them because of their arms. And so what do? They throw on a long, baggy cardigan that completely swallows the dress and erases every bit of shape underneath. And I say this with love. That is not layering. That is hiding. And we do not hide on Melanin Queen's style. Layering should be a style choice, not a camouflage mission. Here is the rule that changes everything. When you are wearing a long dress, your outer layer should be short. A cropped denim jacket or a tailored, structured jacket sitting at the hip creates a visual waistline. It tells the eye exactly where your legs begin. It gives you arm coverage, and it adds a modern, youthful structure to the overall look. If you wear a long cardigan down to mid-thigh over a maxi dress, you lose your shape entirely. You become a column of fabric from shoulder to floor, and that is not the goal. If you want something softer and more relaxed, reach for a good quality linen or cotton button-down shirt. Wear it open over the dress like a light duster, or tie it loosely at the waist. That little knot does double duty. It covers the arms, and it reinforces that 1/3 to 2/3 proportion we talked about earlier. This is the coastal grandmother energy that looks effortless, elegant, and completely considered. For evening, skip the shrug entirely. Instead, use a beautiful pashmina and drape it properly, over one shoulder pinned with a brooch, or folded and draped across both arms. The way you carry it matters. It should look intentional, not like you grabbed it on the way out the door. And if you genuinely love your cardigans, here's how to make them work. Choose a fine knit and belt it over the top. The belt keeps the fabric from spreading outward and maintains your silhouette underneath. One accessory doing two jobs. That's smart dressing. The final layering secret is texture contrast. A soft floral maxi with a denim jacket. A sleek jersey dress with a crisp linen shirt. That mix of textures is what separates someone who looks stylishly put together from someone who just got dressed. The contrast is the point. Now, let us put everything together into 3 actual looks. Same base dress, 3 completely different occasions. Because one great maxi should be able to go everywhere you go. Look 1, the casual weekend. Errands, coffee with a friend, the local market. The shoes here are crisp white sneakers, modern, comfortable, and they immediately update any dress without trying. Add a straw hat, not just for the sun, but because it adds height and an effortless kind of confidence. This look says pulled together without being precious about it. You are stylish and you are comfortable, and you did not sacrifice one for the other. Look 2, lunch date or a gallery opening. Take that same dress and add a tailored blazer. The structured shoulders give the flowy dress a backbone. Push the sleeves up to the thinnest part of the arm, the wrist, which is a classic trick for looking leaner and more refined. Add a bold necklace to draw the eyes straight to your face. In 30 seconds, you have gone from weekend casual to genuinely chic. Same dress, completely different woman. Look 3, evening. A wedding, a dinner, a night at the theater. This is where we lean into drama. Swap the daytime bag for a small clutch. Exchange the everyday jewelry for something that catches the light when you move. And here's the key detail. Keep your wrap, or your outer layer, in the same color family as the dress. That monochrome effect creates one long, unbroken line of color from top to bottom. It's sophisticated, it's regal, and it's the kind of look that makes people turn around when you walk into a room. Queens, here is what I want you to take away from everything we covered today. The right shape gives your body a starting point. The rule of thirds gives you height and proportion. Smart layering gives you coverage without losing your figure, and 3 simple outfit changes give one dress an entire wardrobe's worth of mileage. But honestly, the most important thing you can put on with a maxi dress is the belief that you deserve to be seen. So go into your wardrobe today, find that long dress, and wear it like you own every inch of the floor beneath you. Because queens, you genuinely do. Now, tell me in the comments, which of the 3 looks are you trying first? Are you a sneakers and straw hat woman, or are you heading straight for the blazer? And let me know where you are watching from too. I really enjoy hearing from you in the comments. And if this video gave you something useful today, share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it. And if you are not yet part of the Melanin Queen style community, hit that subscribe button right now. We are rewriting what it means to be 60 and fabulous, and there is absolutely a seat here for you. See you in the next one, Queens!